Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Shot. I am DeSarge. I am here with my other main man, J-Mac. J-Mac, how are you doing today?
Not too bad.
All right. We got roughly 30 minutes to talk about some. We're just going to talk about sports here in the morning. This is what the show is for. I got my shot of espresso coffee right here. Yes, it just says, "Who's your daddy?" And J-Mac's sitting there with a shot of Pepsi, which is awesome as well. So I kind of want to start off with college football because I don't know. I just think it's the right thing to do as right now. So as we know, Georgia is number 5, and number 2 is our Cinderella darling, is Cincinnati. Number 3, Alabama, who jumped over Oklahoma, who is at number 4. And guess who's back at the top 5? J-Mac, do you know who?
Ohio State.
It's not the Ohio State. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes. They are back in the top 5. So with that being said, out of those top 5 schools, who is the pretender out of all that?
I hate to say it. I think it's Ohio State. I think that they're not as strong as they have been in years past. I think they're going to lose a game or two down the stretch. So I hate to say I think it's Ohio State.
All right, I see. I can see where you're going through, but I kind of have to disagree with you on that one because I'm looking at Oklahoma in their last game against Kansas, and I think Kansas was beating them 21-0, and Oklahoma had to score all those points in the fourth quarter, and they sat their first starting quarterback, Rattler, I believe his name is, with that. So it looks like we got crispy bacon that might be popping on. Oh, I guess not. So I have to go with Oklahoma State with that one on that. So with the games today, we got Georgia versus Florida. Who do you got, J-Mac?
I got Georgia.
I would have to agree with you on that one. They're on the roll. Then we have out of the American is Cincinnati, who's number 2. They're going against Cincinnati. I got to go with Cincinnati, and their line is -27. What do you think about that?
Who are they playing again?
Tulane.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be close. Cincinnati is a Cinderella story, but they're a good team. And I don't see a team like Tulane upsetting them.
That is true. And the great thing about Cincinnati, we actually saw how they play against big schools against Georgia last year, which was pretty good. So at number 3, we have Alabama, and I think they're on the bye this week. So we're going to go over to number 4. They almost lost to Kansas last week. They're playing against Texas Tech. Who do you have on this one?
It's going to be a tough game. They almost lost to Kansas. I'm going to go Texas Tech. I think Oklahoma's going to lose today.
All right, so that's going to be your upset game of the week then?
That is my upset game of the week.
Okay. I'm actually going to go with Oklahoma on this one. Their line is -19. It's going to be closer than that, what I think. Then we got Ohio State against Penn State, who was ranked number 7 last week. And I'm going to have to go with the Buckeyes on this one. UJ Mac?
Actually, I got Penn State. I think Penn State is going to win the Big Ten this year. I had them picked in the preseason, so I think that Penn State pulls this one out.
Really?
Yes.
What is in that Pepsi? I can't fathom what you're talking about there. So with that being said, did you watch the Penn State and Illinois game last week?
I did not.
You did not. I caught the end of it, and it went into a record-breaking 9 overtimes.
That's right. That was the 9 overtime game. Uh-huh.
Yes, it was awesome. I was excited. I was pumped. I was going for Indiana because Penn State's like BYU for me. I don't like those teams. I don't know why. I never have. And with my upset pick, I have Virginia topping the number 25 BYU today. That's my upset pick for the top 25 with that one. So with that one come by, let's talk about the World Series. I know we kind of hit it pretty big last night on the Four Bros last night. You're being a Braves fan. I mean, what? So the Braves are up 2-1 in the series. What is your feelings with the series as of right now?
It's a tough game tonight. I don't know who's going to start. Probably Noah. And he's young, so he's going to have to pitch well. But Ian Anderson had a no-hitter going into the 5th last night through 5 innings. We only give up 2 hits to the Astros. If we pitch like that, I think that we got a good chance in this series. So it's just going to come down to the pitching, a little bit of offense. Neutralizing the Astros lineup is going to be a huge part of this series for us. So we'll see what happens. But I think we got to do it at home. If we're going to win, we have to win these next 2 games to win it out. Because I don't know that we're going to. We go into Houston down 3-2. I don't think we're going to pull 2 games out in a row in Houston. So we definitely have to have a lead going into Houston and try to split the game. So we either take it here or we go into Houston with a 1-game lead and only have to win 1.
Okay, and the Astros have Zach Greinke that is pitching for them. So I'm going to give the Braves a loss today, but I'm going to have them win tomorrow on Halloween and taking the 3-2 series back to Houston. That's how I feel with it, and I'm rooting for the Braves. Do you think that there's some cheesy stuff going down in Houston this year for the World Series?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I think, one of the experts came out and said sign stealing's been going on as long as baseball's been going on. Just a lot of guys don't get caught doing it. They got caught. And do I think that they're still trying to steal signs? Of course they are, because I think every major league team does it at some point. But I don't know. I think that they kind of learned their lesson. I don't think they're going to blatantly go out and try to steal signs and cheat that way. But some of the normal stuff, you try to pick up on something during the game or something like that. Of course, that's still happening because it's going to.
Okay. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence if cheesy stuff is going on because it's kind of funny how they went cold like one night and they were just hot the other 2 nights, like hitting the ball. But again, they're at that home field advantage as well, so I can see that as well. So with that, moving on to the NFL, Tom Brady last week, he hit his 600th touchdown pass. No one has hit that ever. I have to say that he has to be the GOAT of our era, if not for all quarterbacks. But the fan has actually got me intrigued who got the ball, because Mike Evans accidentally gave the ball to the fan. I don't know if you saw that, J-Mac. And like the fan gave the ball back to the Buccaneers to give it back to Tom Brady. And from everybody what was saying, they're saying that ball at a auction at the minimum we've been $500,000, so $500,000. But this fan, I think he did something which is admirable, and I think we should see this more in sports. But he got 2 signed jerseys and a helmet from Brady, a signed Mike Evans jersey and game cleats. This is my favorite. $1,000 to the Buccaneers team store. 2 season tickets. So for rest of this season and next season, he has season tickets. And Tom Brady gave him 1 Bitcoin. So I think that is probably one of the fairest trades that I think it's a fair trade. What's your thought on that?
I think it's a pretty fair trade, to be honest. I think that there's not a whole lot more they could have given him, but I think it's a pretty fair trade.
I like. I'm excited for the team. The $1,000 to the team store in the Bitcoin. That is where I'm at with that one, because the Bitcoin. There. Do you know how much a Bitcoin's worth?
About 60 grand.
Yeah, 62,000 last time I checked yesterday. But I think I kind of like the trade on that one. So I think it's an even trade. And congrats to the fan who got it.
Hey, and with $1,000 at the Buccaneer store, he can buy a T-shirt or something.
What t-shirts? It would probably be like if you spend like $1,000 or more, you get free shipping.
Yeah, right.
So, considering the NFL, who is the biggest surprise in your eyes of this season for the NFL?
I think maybe the biggest surprise is maybe the Bengals. I mean, people thought they were going to be good. I don't think they thought they'd be this good, this quickly. But they played well this year, and Joe Burrow is showing why he should have been the number one overall pick, and he's proving that he's not a bust. So I think the Bengals are the biggest surprise of the season so far.
That is true. Do you know one of his the biggest things that? Oh, we got actually a comment. So good morning, Joanne. Welcome to the morning chat. So the biggest thing that they were griping about Joe Burrow is his hand size. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And I forget his comment about that, but it was a pretty good comment about it. But I would have to say the Arizona Cardinals, to be honest with you, because I didn't see them coming up doing this well whatsoever. Same with the Bengals, but I gotta go with the Arizona Cardinals because just the division that they're in. And speaking of the division, every single NFC team that is leading the division, they only have one loss. What's your take with that with the NFC? Is it stronger than the AFC this year?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that I think actually the really intriguing, the two most intriguing ones in the NFC, actually the NFC South, because yeah, the Buccaneers are leading, but they're only essentially a game up on New Orleans because New Orleans only has 2 losses, and then in the West you now have the Rams and the Cardinals that are both going to have 1 loss, so that's going to be an interesting matchup for the rest of the season also.
That is, and the Cardinals actually beat the Rams earlier in the season. That's why they're on top with that one. And we got Brandon Herrera saying, "What up, my bros?" And we got to say, "Hello, fellow bro. Welcome back, or welcome to the morning shot." With that, so do you think the Bengals can hold on and make it to the playoffs, J-Mac?
I think they'll make the playoffs. I'm hesitant on whether or not I think that they will win their first playoff game since 1990. They haven't won a playoff game since 1990. That's the longest drought in the NFL. So it's tough. I think they'll make it there, but I don't know if they have the experience to overcome the team that they're going to play in the playoffs. So that'll remain to be seen.
All right. And with the NFL hottest team, I have to go with the Tennessee Titans for this year because their last 2 games, I mean, they beat Buffalo. Then they just manhandled the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs are not playing like how the Chiefs are supposed to be playing. With that, who, in your mind, is probably the hottest team in the NFL as of right now?
Hottest team in the NFL right now, probably the Titans. I mean, they've been rolling lately. They're going to run away with that division, I think. And Derrick Henry's just there's not much to say about him other than the fact that he's just a freak of nature. The guy's insane. So he gets past 1,000 yards today or tomorrow already on the season. That's kind of crazy.
Do you think he could actually beat the record?
I do. I do. I think that record goes down, which is weird, saying that we're in a league where all the passing records are going down, and we could still have someone break the rushing record. That's crazy to think about.
That is, and we got Brenda saying that just think if Rodgers would have not thrown the game on week 1, the Packers would have been 8-0. And I totally forgot about the Packers. They've won 7 straight. I'm actually surprised you did not say that.
I was trying not to be a homer, but Green Bay is on a roll, and they played well. And I mean, they beat the Cardinals with their top 3 receivers were gone, their top 2 defensive backs were gone. So they won a game. So yeah, they're on a roll as well. Maybe this is the year we don't lose in the NFC Championship. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, they're calling it the last dance. With that, and I have to personally thank you for fantasy for that game, because I didn't know if I should have started Jones, because he's been like non-existent like the previous 3 games with the Packers. Then I asked you, hey, should I start him? And so I started him. He got me 17 points on that game against someone who had Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray only got 7 points.
Well, that's because he threw 2 picks and no touchdowns. That'll always hurt as a quarterback. But I figured to play Aaron Jones only because, again, they were down their top 3 receivers. So, and then Tanyan went out in the middle of the game with a torn ACL. So who you got left? You got Aaron Jones left to throw the ball to, and Randall Cobb, basically. So if you had Randall Cobb or Aaron Jones, you should have played them in fantasy, because heck, Cobb had 2 touchdowns, so he would have gotten you at least 12 or 13 points also.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But you know what? I had to ask a guru who's actually killing it on one of the fantasy, on one of our fantasies.
You're saying I'm 7-0, whatever.
just wipe off of the shoulder, right? All right. So Joanne is commenting, saying, on that note, Brenda Herrera owns you guys, or maybe it's me. I don't know. Who owns? Is it Joanne or Brandon? I can't figure it out anymore these days.
I don't know. I know I'm 7-0, and I'm the only undefeated person in fantasy, so I don't really pay attention to those comments.
Well, I gotta do something, because it's Brandon and I in both of our leagues that we're playing.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Well, last week it was the Dragon Viper and I. Like, we're playing each other in both leagues with that one. So I kind of want to go back to college football really quick. I kind of missed this one. What game are you looking forward to, like, this watching?
Honestly, probably Ohio State and Penn State for me. That's probably the marquee matchup for me this week.
And you're still taking Penn State?
I am. I'm still taking Penn State. I'm going to stick with my word.
Okay. I'm going to be like a normal person. I'm going to take the Michigan versus Michigan State. Number 6 versus number 7. I think that is my game of the week that everyone should be watching today. So with that being said, I think it's that time to take your shot, J-Mac. What do you think?
Yeah. Take my shot for the week. I will tell you, I think that see, well, I'm going to take my shot. I'm going to take my shot, and I'm going to tell you that we see something out of, we see Jacksonville win another game this week. We see something out of Trevor Lawrence that we haven't seen yet.
Okay. All righty. I am going to take my shot at DeAndre Hopkins, actually, because the reason I'm saying that, he was not supposed to be in that play when Kyle Murray threw that 60-yard pass with that one. He just decided to check himself in and being injured. And with that being said, as a player, you need to respect the coach. That's where I'm at on that. And plus, you got to hear your body, because with the NFL, you're not even thinking that there's an extra game. There's 17 games now instead of 16. And guess what? The players are not getting paid as much more money as they want with that one. So I'm taking my shot at Denard Hopkins for not listening to his coaches, just checking himself in and putting his team more at risk. Even though he caught the ball, it was still a face mask call. So that is my shot. Take my shot with that one. And also,
and you know what?
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry to follow up on. I'll take another shot. I'll take a shot at Brian Snitker. Now I've been his biggest defender all year because he got us to the World Series. But last night you have a kid that's going a no hitter through 5 innings, he's throwing 76 pitches, and you take him out of the game and give it to your bullpen, who's already tired from throwing a bunch of innings early in the series. So I don't understand. I don't think there's anything analytically that made sense to take him out of the game in that situation.
Yeah.
It worked out. We got the win, but I just don't understand it.
Yeah, one thing, another shot I want to take is Roger Goodell. I don't know if you saw that. Do you see how much he got paid the last 2 years? $128 million to navigate through labor deal peacetime for Roger Goodell. I don't know where he's getting that money and so forth with that. So I'm speechless on with that. I almost pulled a Isaiah just going on a little tangent with that one. With that, so that is my other shot right there. Is like, I don't know how that guy got $128 million in 2 years. I didn't realize he was getting paid that much. Did you?
No, that's a lot of money. $120 million. We're in the wrong business.
I know. I tried to. I think my taco truck is gonna be better.
There you go.
Yeah. So in the comments, Joanne's taking a shot at you. I mean, she's telling you to be careful of jinxing yourself with all that trash talk.
I ain't worried.
Yeah, she could take her trash talk to the trash. I don't know. That's all I got. Well, J-Mac, I think it's that time. I just want to say thank you for hopping on
Absolutely.
the morning shot. I'm loving this show. It's in the morning. We get a little brief of sports that's going on. We're getting stuff off our chest that we need to talk about, and
Absolutely.
we got some good comments today. So it's getting better. This is the 3rd episode of the morning shot. I am the Sarge. I'm here with J-Mac, the bearded one, who is going to participate in No Shave November. Guarantee it. Thank you for watching. Chris, roll us out.